gather around. I have news. Oh my gosh. So, if you've watched me for any period of time, you have heard me pontificate on anti-seizure drugs and prescription prices and absolute hell on earth dealing with an insurance company. Walk with me and you'll be in a world of pure frustration. So, in March of 2022, UCB Pharmaceuticals' patent on the medication Vimpat, and I am terrible at pronouncing prescription names, you know, the generic drug name, not the brand name. So I'm going to try to read this off and hope I don't mess up too badly. Okay, so the drug Vimpat also goes under the name Lacosomide. Wow, that one's a lot easier than I thought. And it is absolutely bonkersly expensive. Like, if I were to try to get it without any prescription assistance, without any insurance, it would cost me $1,000 a month. Elizabeth, I'm coming. And so, luckily we have medical insurance. And I know many people say that America's crises when it comes down to healthcare costs is through the roof. And yes, it is. And it is terrible. And there needs to be something done ASAP. I'm sorry to tell you, but I don't think the government is going to do it. Because, well, among other things, I have things to say about the government, and I am going to get censored, but they suck. That is possibly the mildest way I can put this, and the only way I can say it without having someone be like, excuse me, so we heard that you didn't like certain things, and so, okay, the rest of the video isn't going to make sense unless I redo this because the second part didn't load and my camera stopped while I was in the middle. So, let's try this one more time. So, basically, what I usually am talking about is dealing with the insurance company, getting everything into their books. They know exactly what's going on and what the medication is, what it does, etc., so that they will cover the medication. Not my job. But anyway, so I am now nearly 6 years seizure-free. I will be 6 years seizure-free in January. I recently went 2,000 days seizure-free, which I am extremely excited about and worked really ridiculously hard for. And I'm still having a few things that need to get taken care of, but I'm not seizing. What was done for me was the Vimpat coupled with keto diet plus exercise because I needed a multiple prong approach. I apologize, it's still morning. This is my first cup of coffee. Anyway, so basically I've had 3 neurologists in my life. 2 of them weren't so great, didn't really do their jobs, and were, well, terrifying. And just kept on repeating the same drugs over and over again. And I ended up having allergic reactions or other reactions, and they weren't getting it. I was getting prognoses, I think that's the word, that were not great, that gave me nightmares. And also, if you have epilepsy, do you find that your nightmares are worse? Informal poll here, or formal, because I really want to know. And if so, what do they involve? Is it like flame? Is it blood? Is it other things? Because your poor brain is trying to catch up and apparently pulls out absolute nightmare images because, hello, it's a nightmare. And if so, what do you do? Me personally, I talk with a counselor because I find that coupled with headaches, and you are gonna do something. Now, here is some information I've acquired and I've been told about blah, blah, blah. Can you fill me in on this? Also, having to go through 3 neurologists because 2 of them weren't particularly great and didn't listen, and indeed I was getting sicker. So, and also just getting some scary prognoses, which I still have nightmares about, and I'm not sure, and I need to do research on this, and also maybe an informal poll. Hey, since you started having seizures, have your nightmares gotten worse? And do they occasionally follow life? Like, do you dream about the crap that you get from trying to say, hey, listen, I'm not great, but I also have a brain. I expect you to treat me like I am a human being and not the extension of someone's pinky toe. And do your nightmares follow this, with you essentially having to emotionally and physically go up and say, look, do something, because nothing is changing. So, informal poll time. If you have epilepsy, do you have worse nightmares? Do they occasionally imitate life? And are there any particularly terrifying images like fire or blood? And if so, do you have something that works for you to help calm yourself down? Anyway, love y'all. So sorry for the terrible Willy Wonka-esque moment. I apologize wholeheartedly to Gene Wilder, but not to Johnny Depp, because his Willy Wonka sucked ass. But bless his heart, it's nice to see him finally getting back to himself and beating the false targets. So anyway, love y'all. Hey, look, you can make one mistake that people don't like. Doesn't mean that you're a monster. Anyway, mistakes happen. Life gets crazy. You are loved. Everyone.